Okay, we had left off with approximately, okay, stuffing the mouth, all right, and one of the things you may not picture when you look at those four structures on the bottom, okay, your lips, your cheeks, your tongue, and your palate, okay? Your palate's on top. You can feel the roof of your mouth. You have two types of a palate. You have a hard and you have a soft, okay? And what that means is on the, you can, not that you roll your tongue too far back, but the hard palate then is bone tissue that is fused together. Now, does anyone think what would be the function of your palate? Yeah, it's the roof of your mouth. I get that. But what might the function of that palate be in regards to someone with a cleft palate? In order to answer that, we need to know what a cleft palate is. Yes.
I think the purpose of the roof of your mouth is to separate the nasal area from your facial.
That's exactly what it does, and you had said it's what? You're right. It's missing. Now, it doesn't mean that the whole palate is missing. It just means that the bones have not fused together correctly. And what that means is when you compare them to with someone who has a cleft palate, yes, food particles in liquid will make their way up into a person's nasal cavity, but what else might be a secondary side effect? The primary is the food and liquids getting up into your nasal cavity, but the secondary one might be not so much taste. It's one I don't think you're going to think of unless you plug your nose. Because what happens when you plug your nose when you speak? No. But what happens is when someone speaks and at the same time they pinch their nose, it changes the pitch of their voice as it's coming out because the sound is not resonating how it should. Now you might think, well, what does sound have to do with the digestive system? Well, it doesn't have anything to do with it, other than if you had that missing, that it would alter the sound, and you would not be able to communicate like what we perhaps take for granted, something we just don't even think about. So that's the palate. The tongue, then, okay, it's not there just to take up space, okay? It actually helps with the sound and swallowing aspect. When we swallow things, that has not only just the taste buds that are on your tongue, but also aids in swallowing. And cheeks. It's not the outside of the cheeks that are important. Well, of course they are. It's for what we normally look at people as society. The first thing that you notice about people is what in society? Their face. Okay? And with that, when it comes to the cheeks, it's something on the inside that refers to digestion. It has something to do with watering. Your mouth is watering. Yeah, saliva glands are in your cheeks. Okay? And then you might be looking at, well, the lips really have nothing to do with digestion. Well, yeah, they kind of do. Because what that means is we don't take this personally if you are one of them, because you might be doing it without even thinking. Remember, that is rolling. Okay? So what that means is, does anyone think they may do this without thinking, When they're chewing, they're doing what? Their mouth open. I'm sure, do we know anybody who chews? If you are one that does that, you probably just do it without even thinking. Okay? So, with that, what do you think the lips do for us then as far as chewing? Yeah, it keeps the food in. It's a muscular structure that keeps your mouth shut when you're chewing. But some people, it's just a habit, when they are chewing, they're...
The worst part about it is gum.
Gum is
Okay.
impossible.
One of the aspects that I do, and I try to be aware of that, is, in your opinion, do summer and sunflower seeds go together?
Sunflower seeds.
Okay, well, fair enough. But you may not realize it, but how many of you take a whole set of sunflower seeds and you throw them in your mouth and it goes on one side or the other? Some people just do one seed at a time. Then there's people who maybe just do the one seed, crack in their mouth, spit it out. Then there's others who maybe just crack it open, spit it out, pry it open with their thumbs and eat it. Then there's people who just one at a time, crack it, pry it open with their thumbs, pop it in their mouth.
Oh my gosh. Do you know anybody that takes one seed, throws it in their mouth, chews it all up and eats it? Like eats this shell and everything.
Okay, but I've heard of that. But,
I know so many people do this. So
well, then you don't have to carry a cup around. You can have it indoors then too.
yeah.
But my point is, especially, why does it sound differently? People have seeds in, let's say, I don't know how many you would put in your hand and put in your mouth. I'm just going to say third. Maybe it's more, maybe it's less. I'm just going to say third. Why are the first, let's say, 10 going to sound different than the last 7? Oh, exactly. Because the shell is going to be softer on the last 7. Okay? But when you do that, I try to be more aware of that. There's nothing more annoying than sitting there, and when someone cracks that open, their mouth is open at the same time, and it just shoots that sound out. And to me, I think it's annoying. So I try to be aware of that and make sure my mouth is shut when I'm doing it. Does that make sense, people? Yeah. So then your lips are actually structures that hold this your food in while you are chewing. Okay, now saliva is a very general term. It's probably going to be on one of these upcoming slides. But what did we say yesterday saliva actually is? It's a mixture of 3 components. What might they be? Water. There's a mucus in there. The enzyme, amylase, that's right. Okay? So how far are we going to get? Okay, I think we're going to... Oh, that was it. Okay. So when we talk about cavity, that just means an open area, okay? And if you go to Lewis Drug, Hy-Vee, Walmart, wherever, if you're going through the grocery aisles and you don't know where the toothpaste is, the floss, or whatever, it's not going to say aisle that says toothpaste or floss or breath mints or mouthwash. All of that's going to be covered by this term. Yeah, it could be dental, but it's going to be blank hygiene. Say that again. Okay, what type of hygiene? Yeah, I think it's oral hygiene, not it might be dental hygiene, but I believe it's more so oral hygiene. But I know in high V, they got the little signs above the, not only at the end of the aisle, but as you're walking above, there's a little sign that you can see as you're getting closer. Rather than having to look down the aisle, you can actually see it before you get there. But not that it's nice to go to the same store, but not all Walmarts are set up the same. Not all Targets. Most Lewis drugs are probably set up very similar, but do you have a preference on where you go? If you need, it's Walmart. Okay, I like Walmart too.
Do you like toothpaste?
Well, for any of your products, if you have to go get it yourself.
It just depends on the store that we're
Fair enough. But like for instance, when we go to Sam's Club, my wife has a membership card, and her sister says, "Get this." Is it a brand of shampoo? Is it Tresemme? Does that sound right? Golden honey something? I don't know.
Toothpaste, or what is it?
No, shampoo. Did I not say shampoo?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. All right, so with that, yeah, some people prefer different. Yes, you carry toothpaste with you. That's fine.
No, I didn't brush my teeth this morning because I was up at like 7:50. And I was like, now let's do it. Get yourself some toothpaste.
Well, I brush my teeth right after dinner, before general chemistry. Okay. Yeah, oral hygiene refers to anything inside your mouth. Okay, now, reason we say hygiene, why is that so important, especially at night? Right. So why is it during the day we're not terribly concerned about oral hygiene? And all of that's going to continuously do what inside your mouth? Secrete. Right, and that saliva works as a cleansing agent. Now, any dentist would probably say the same thing. If you want to drink your pop, there should be two things that you should try to do. One, use a straw. I'm not a straw person. But the other is.
Wait, why would you use a straw?
Yeah, because
Or glass. Glasses with like a round mouth. I
Could
drank
be,
pop
yeah,
of one of
yeah.
those last night.
that. Okay, and then when should you have your pop? When you're consuming your meal for the same reason. That saliva will diminish or lower the damage that this does to your teeth, and that is what? What from the pop? Phosphoric acid. That starts to grind away at your teeth. Well, not grind away, or starts to maybe eat away the enamel. Because what is significant about enamel in our teeth? It forms a protective layer, but it's not always going to be there, because once it's gone, you don't get it back. Enamel's gone, it's gone. I think the liver might have that function.
Yeah, there's been like some research or something like that, so like, when they mix it with like stem cells, and they'll sell like the regenerating cells, and see if they can like regrow like cards and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think the first time I noticed, I think it was Clemson University was the first to be a pioneer for that. And actually, this 3D printing type deal, it's kind of like, I believe that Clemson was the first one to kind of like try the same process of regenerating a liver with printing from the stem cells information to regenerate itself.
I gotta show you something really quick. I think you can continue teaching, but you gotta see this. Trust me. Like this even wowed my mind. My uncle shared it. And it was kind of super neat.
Why don't you just go to your uncle's page then?
This is his page. He shares about 50 things a day. Believe it or not, I posted this last week. My gosh, this is just open yesterday.
I sure hope this is important.
This is actually about regenerating. It's like a minute long.
Now, when we talk about, here's another function, just besides keeping materials inside your mouth, okay? Why would it be important to have these nerve endings there? Not just because of taste, that's more so your tongue, but there are certain people that do not live with pain, okay? Because their nerve endings do not send the sensation of pain. So, would that be good? Or would that be bad? That would not be good. It would be like, for some of you people, you do not ever want to be butchering or cleaning things, your pheasants or fish. You don't want to use a dull knife, do you? That's more dangerous than a sharp knife. Okay? At least that's in my opinion. But when we look at this, okay, why are having these nerve endings so important? I think of soup is probably the most common one, or something like this, not the cup, the coffee. So what's that significance when it comes to nerve endings? Just tell me.
It's hot liquid and you don't have those nerve endings actually working. You won't know that your hand is actually being burned by the material.
Right. Same thing with your mouth. You would not realize that in any inflammation or damage to your oral cavity could be life-threatening. Why? Because anytime you have damage that results in inflammation, what's going to happen to the rest? Yes. Swelling is going to start to occur, and that's going to choke off your area. Okay? Ready? Let's see here. I want to do 1, 2, 3. I'm not saying that's all we're going to do. Because once we get to about right, man, this is quite a ways that we got to go yet. Okay, from here on out is when a lot of the you have anatomy, but a lot of the physiological portions, especially when it comes to digestion. Okay, so we need to back up to. Okay, so this is where we left off. This is where we continue. This will be the last slide that we do for today. Then you can work on your journal. Some people are faster than others. Okay. Yeah, that would be a good place to stop after this. So, can you actually feel this? Can you feel your frenulum? Yes, you can. Now people are trying it. Oh, that's my frenulum. So what you got to do is you would have to basically force your tongue down and backwards, and then you could feel that structure. Okay? So our tongue, not only for speaking, not only for swallowing, it was also important for this here. So mixing food particles with saliva while chewing. Why is that so important? That continual mixing. Why is that important? Think of that cement truck. Why is that important?
Yeah, it's different stuff.
Well, true, both. The enzymes need to continually be revolving around these food particles to, let's say, maximize your ability to absorb them. Okay? Try. Okay. We will continue with the tongue tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get into the teeth and wrap that up by Thursday. Your first vocab quiz will probably be a week from tomorrow. And then you'll have 2 more, because remember, this chapter is quite large. There's a lot of vocab terms that go into this. We'll continue with this tomorrow.